welcome to our Graduate School of Business Research Seminar, which we're having today with Peter Verhezen, who is joining us from Antwerp, professor of Antwerp University.
You make me a little bit blushing, Ekaterina, because when people say I'm an expert about everything, then I'm saying, my gosh, you must be a Superman, and I'm not Superman. About decision making and hopefully making the right decisions. Why? Simple. The future is uncertain. We have no clue what's going to happen. And if you're looking into neuroscience and the way our brains work, it is quite amazing how we have evolved and how we indeed are able to make smart and wise decisions. Intelligence is nothing else as the process that converts unstructured information or big data or small data into a useful and actionable knowledge. Our human brain is a compromise. It's a compromise between nature and nurturing. As long as computers do not have that self-consciousness, I cannot see how computers would ever take over from humans. We have the creativity and the imagination to think about realities that do even not exist yet. That is something a machine cannot at this point. So the computer just does what it does every day, autonomously, over and over again. But it doesn't understand anything what's going on. It doesn't understand context. A human sees immediately if somebody is sleeping, you don't disturb. That a computer doesn't understand. It doesn't understand context, and that is the crucial difference. We all in business talk about these issues of wisdom. For me, the difference between wisdom and smartness is that a smart executive can make reasonable decisions. But those decisions are not necessarily holistic or systemic or take into account a broader public. A wise decision maker, a wise leader is somebody who understands the ethical implications, the other persons involved. He or she may even take into account the environment, which is a big issue today. If you talk about wiser decision making, then somehow you are thinking in more holistic terms. May make us smarter, but definitely not wiser. AI at the moment, and I foresee for the next 20 years, will do what we humans are telling computers to do. And AI has an incredible predictive power in terms of big data, which we may not be able to match. But we are much better in understanding different contexts and imagination. This one is showing you that our brains are not just intellectually turning data into usable knowledge and action, but in addition, something that AI does not have, we have these emotions that allows us to be compassionate and at the same time to keep a distance from people, while at the same time we also have that moral integrity, which is an ability that computers do not have, as well as we are risk takers, but at the same time we are risk averse. And this four, expressed in a paradoxical manner, can create trust. Leadership for me, and especially the ethical brain, if you like, then of smart and wise leadership, is being a poet and being a plumber.
And the next question comes from Professor Filinov, and he asks the following: a computer program can perfectly mimic a percussionist's performance, but this artificial music is less accepted than the one performed by a human being. It turns out that mistakes of a human percussionist make the music warmer and more attractive. Does it mean that great leader must do small mistakes in order to be loved by followers? People dislike perfection. Could you please comment on this?
I love that statement. Isn't it true that we humans love the imperfections of each other? If somebody is too good to be true, then we say, oh, that's a super perfect. It's almost like a robot. As I said, emotions are powerful and useful, but we also are over emotional, and we are, in that sense, we can be very egocentric if we are too emotional centered to ourselves. That's a weakness. But that makes us vulnerable. But it's that vulnerability that can be also a strength. I really thank you so much, Ekaterina, and everybody in Moscow. As you know, I'm a big lover of the Russian art So I'm more than happy to, and I'm really looking forward to collaborate. Again, that I'm saying I'm looking forward is something that only humans can say. We are the ones who can see in the future and create the future. Computers only can look at the past because of the data pattern is historical data. And that's the beauty of life.